Day 794 being Christopher Cruz. Where's this thing coming from? Well, whatever. So in our Bible study today, we were reading something, I think it was Corinthians or Corinthians. And we read this story where there's a king in Judah, and they were getting ready to be invaded by a much bigger army. And it was a huge problem. And the first thing the king did is went to God and prayed. And then he had all the people in Judah go to God and pray. And it was just like this really cool thing to see that they looked to God to seek answers. And then, God, they got clarity, like through someone, and they were told what to do, like put on your armor and go stand at this place and watch God perform miracles. And what happened is the other army started fighting themselves. Like they had this big breakout and they ended up killing each other. But the message behind it was like, God will fight your battles. You just need to show up. It said you have to stand there, like stand firm, like show up, stand firm, and watch God fight your battles. And this is where I think, like, so much of the time we're trying to control our results. I'm trying to control how many clients I get or how much money I make or who says yes or, anything like that. And it's like, that's not up to me. That's up to God. God is responsible for the results. I'm responsible for the actions that I take. But it's like, God didn't just tell them, hey, just stay at home and, they'll defeat themselves. He said, no, get ready, and they put on their armor and they walked to where the battle was going to begin. And then they had to stand there, and then God performed, but they had to take the action. And so that's something that I've been confused on, for months, where it's like, do you just do nothing and then trust God's going to show up? Or do you take a ton of action and try to control it yourself and don't rely on God? Or, what was it? And this just made it even more clear, like, take action in alignment with God, be obedient to God. That's the thing. They listened to what God told them to do. They didn't do what they wanted to do. They did what God called them to do. And in doing that, they were rewarded for their faith and their obedience. And this is like such an incredible thing, because this last month, bringing on these 9 clients, it's just crazy because I was obedient to God, drop the price, create this thing, talk about this, like go there with this. And like the reward was so much bigger than I could have imagined. I didn't have to get the clients. God brought them to me, but I was obedient in him, giving me the pricing and looking at things differently. And so it just like confirmed that, like, if we want results, like we still have to take action, but we need to take obedient action, in alignment with God is calling us to do. And so, yeah, that was just significant to actually see that. But we're not here to fight the battles. Like, God's going to fight the battles for us. We just need to show up to the battle, which is crazy because how many warriors are going to show up to a battle not expecting to fight it? And so it's just, God does things differently. Like, he wants us to show up to the battle, but expecting him to fight it. And it's just like, wow. Because there's faith in that. There's faith in that. Massive faith. It's like, you don't have to fight the battles that you think you have to fight. You just have to show up and be obedient to God and listen to what he calls you to do, and he'll fight the battles for you. So crazy. So good though. So good. I can't believe I haven't been coming to men's prayer for the last year. I came last week. It was amazing, incredible. Came this week. It was great. Like, it was just like, wow. Okay. But I didn't feel called to, and I felt really called last week, and now I'm back. So yeah, good stuff.